So that's the reason why, you know, I'll probably be buying a whole chicken for what, like about 180 naira per kilo. When we can also, when you import these ones, I can get it for what, 135. Why would I always want to, you know? Because you see, that's the issue we're talking about.
Let me tell you the danger in it. There's a program that's going on now in the association with conjunction with Nigerian Veterinary Association. Eating imported frozen poultry meat is unwholesome. And I'm saying it, and I'm using this opportunity to advise the public to desist from it. Because number one, these imported frozen meats, they are imported, and most of them are almost 8-7 months on the high sea. Number one. Number two, the kind of chemical they use in preserving them, so they use in preserving dead bodies.
Yeah, we've had that story a couple of times. How true is that?
It is true. I'm confirming to you today that it is true. It's unwholesome. So you are killing yourself gradually. You are introducing a kind of deadly disease that we meet up with you in future into your system. So why should you do that? And when we have the capacity, I'm telling you, at full capacity, we can produce, Lagos State alone can produce what the whole country can consume in a whole year.
So why don't you make this poultry meat more affordable so that everybody can buy it, and will no longer encourage these importers to always
the bottom line, I've told you,
products?
Cost of production is so high. Particularly maize, soya, and some other inputs. Cost of, for instance, now if I want to, I told you the cost of, running a cold room. My farm, I have to put on light. If there's no light, I have to put on generator, and generators are at a cost. You understand? Then to even assess the loan itself is a problem. For instance, let me take, loan is being given at 9%. Assuming that I obtain a loan of 100 million naira from a bank, they give me 6 months moratorium period. Fine. But I have to start paying the interest immediately. And if I get a AO chicks today, before I can break even, it will be at 24th week, which is about 6 months. So
and that's about the time you're supposed to be returning
the capital, sorry. But immediately, the new month after taking the loan, they expected me to be paying interest. From where? That's the question. So I have to sit down and do my analysis, cost-benefit analysis. From where will I say, even if I'm taking 100 million at 9%, that's about 9 million naira a year. By the time divided by 12, that's almost 100,000 naira every month, or 90,000 every month. So where will I get that from? When I've seen nothing, bridging the boards, and I won't even break even until 6 months after. So how will I not be in business? So these are the things we are looking at. If I give me the moratorium period, fine, and give me the interest as well as moratorium period, that's what we're talking about. You don't understand? Okay, for instance now, look at what Lagos State is. Now I want to comment. I'm not a politician. I'm not a career member of any political party. But I have to commend Governor Raji Fashola. See what he did with YES program. You know, see what he did with there's a poultry estate in Erikurudu in Lagos State, and these are the ideas of old western region of Nigeria State, where we have farm settlements all over. Look at what the guy in Osun is doing. You know, he gave farmers through the association. He give them the old chicks, they go and breed. He give them feeds and buy back from them. Why would they be in business? So these are the things we are talking about, not handouts from government. We are not asking for that. We want the government to fulfill their own part, put infrastructures in place, make inputs available for us.
But they are working towards that, and they've said as much. And we have to give them, you know, a gestation period for all of this to come to fruition.
I agree.
So let's not skip.
1 minute. No, 1 minute. Let me just say this point. I agree with you. The point I'm trying to say is that they are not the first government that are going to tell us this. They are politicians.
But no, if you had listened to the summit, to all the other speakers at this just concluded summit, even including farmers like yourself, they spoke very glowingly about accessing funds, you know, infrastructure and the rest of it, and they are optimistic that all of this is going to come on ground and make things easy.
The question is when?
You have to give it a gestation period.
We are waiting.
Well, it will happen. I'm not speaking on behalf of the governor, but I'll go the government rather. We're expecting all of this to come on stream very soon. But now let's take another look at, you know, what I feel is interesting. Quail eggs.
Yeah.
Are actually, you know, being touted to be more nutritious than your normal chicken egg that you'll find everywhere. But not a lot of people are actually keen into this. The acceptance level is still quite low. Why?
Well, quail is very good. But like any other eggs of the poultry, you understand. For instance, now, let me use this opportunity to clear the myth of when you eat an egg a day, it's going to kill you, you are going to do whatever, keep you whatever. But the truth of the matter is that egg is good for you. either quail or from other poultry, is very, very good for you. So if you take an egg a day, there are so many things going to do for you. Do you understand? So egg will not reduce, increase your cholesterol level. After all, the body produces cholesterol.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it won't increase it won't do whatever. But in everything, you have to eat it in moderation.
Moderation.
Do you understand? And the best form of eating egg is to boil it. By the time you fry egg, you have added another levels of cholesterol into it. Do you understand? So it's very... So coming back to quail is very, very good. But it does not have an advantage over other eggs.
Why? Because it's actually nutritious. They say it's more nutritious according to what you read.
Have you seen one before?
Yes, I have.
Very small. So what nutritional content will that have? It's very good, it's very nutritious. What I'm saying is that it's not as good as... It's not better than other...
You know, size isn't everything. The quail egg could be quite small, but then the nutrition value it packs is it's more than what you find in your normal eggs.
I'm telling you a practical aspect of it.
Okay.
Do you understand? I'm telling you it's not.
So is that the reason why we have less quail chicks farmers than we have for the other ones?
Exactly.
Well, that's an eye-opener for me. Now, let's talk about research and development. Is enough being done to, ensure that the research and development of agricultural production and productivity is actually, pushed?
Yes. Like, number one, look at IIT, for instance, and other research institutes. We have brightest brains there that will be able to give research. And most of the research, because I attended training there some couple of months ago, I was amazed with the kind of result of research that I saw. Do you understand? But the issue now is that the investors are not even ready to invest into it. Because number one, our attitude to agriculture, investing in agriculture in this country is very, very low because we are looking for immediate gain.
Well, from what I saw at the just concluded summit, most of the private investors that were there actually pledged to invest more in the agricultural sector, because now more than ever, we see the potential of that sector to actually, be a huge revenue earner, not just for Nigeria, but also for those investors who are coming from outside of the country. It has been like
that since the past, from the past. Sorry for that. Don't understand. In the old Western region, we use agriculture, our fathers use agriculture to build so many things we are enjoying today. So many infrastructure, not resources from oil and gas. Cocoa house was built from cocoa proceeds. Road networks were built from cocoa proceeds. Do you understand? So it's not a new thing. What I'm just trying to do now, we're not just going back to the basics. Do you understand?
That's where you usually have to go back to if you want to succeed. Yes, we are going back to the
basics. So that's what. So it's not new, but let us have sincerity of purpose in achieving it. Do you understand? And we are hoping for the best, that before long, we'll be able to see the effect of the communique from the
policies
from the
and all over. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's another sector that a subsector of horticulture that everybody keeps talking about, floriculture. Not a lot of people are very aware of this subsector. Why is there a low level of awareness of it?
Well, like I told you before, a lot of us...
But just before, because I probably know what floriculture is, because I read about it, but just tell us what floriculture is all about.
It's not about people that are doing flowers and stuff like that. Do you understand? So if I ask you now, in your own house, how many flowers do you have? How many pots of flowers do you have?
Well, I'm more of a green person. I prefer trees to flowers. I like to see nature at its best. I'm not much of a flower person, forgive me.
Those are the issues. Do you understand? How many people, are people really educated? And you know that flowers, well, I'm a trained accountant onto a farmer. But one thing I know about the greens is that we need them, they need us. Do you understand? We give them oxygen, we give them carbon dioxide, they give us oxygen. Do you understand? But the awareness, the practitioners of these horticultures, have they created enough awareness for people to know that they are so important to the society? I mean, if you ask me, I'll say no. I don't know how many pots of flowers I have in my house. If you put about 1 million Nigerians together, I don't know how many of us have flowers in our house. How are they going to try? So I think they should push for a campaign, to create awareness and to let people know that, yes, they are quite important in the
Who should be pushing for the awareness campaign?
I think they have an association.
That's the Flushing.
I think they have a group.
Okay, you're a poultry farmer, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you still know a little bit about the other aspects of farming.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about fertilizer.
Yes.
Now, because that's a very important component to have a very bountiful harvest.
Yeah.
What should be done by the government and private sector to help build a world-class fertilizer industry?
Okay. Number one, I'm a poultry farmer. At the same time, I do crops as well. I do cocoa and palm. You know, when you talk about fertilizer, poultry and crop farming are supposed to complement themselves.
Okay.
You have a lot of organic fertilizer that comes from poultry that are just being wasted. So government should look into it. Why we can turn waste into wealth. Do you understand? So we don't have business importing fertilizer in this country. Do you understand? Because the manure that comes from not only poultry, from animal husbandries and other sources is more than enough to generate enough fertilizer, organic fertilizer that we can use in this country.
And recently we know that Dangote Industries actually signed a loan to provide urea and ammonia fertilizer, you know. So we should definitely see the cost of fertilizer dropping anytime soon.
Maybe in the next 1 year.
Okay, so that's a positive one for us. But then how effective has the growth enhancement support scheme been in terms of subsidizing fertilizer and seeds to farmers?
Well, anyway, it has, because in the time past, we just heard about fertilizer, the contract be given to somebody somewhere, do you understand? And at the end of the day, it won't get to the farmer. So when it gets to the farmer, it's going to get to the farmer at controlled price. But these days now, the farmers access. You know, this kind of program might not see the positive effect immediately. But if they can sustain it, in the long run, we achieve it.
That's the agricultural transformation agenda
exactly.
now. Because, you know, from what we saw with everybody at that summit, you know, everything that they said, they are actually trying to walk the walk.
Funny enough, I believe so much in ATA. Ask me, I don't know the reason. Do you understand? But my fear is that the civil servants that are going to implement, the politicians are not going to do this.
But then the Ministry of Agriculture says they're going to work
Minister
closely.
Is not going to do
they are going to work very closely with the private sector on this one.
We are hoping that they are going to do that. And once that one is done, then all these issues will be a thing of the past.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. for joining us on the program today.
You're welcome.
Well, I've been speaking with Adedotunmu Agbojo, and we've been looking at the agricultural transformation agenda and what farmers like himself are expecting to get from from most of the policies that were actually put forward at the just concluded 19th Nigerian Economic Summit. The agricultural sector is one sector that everybody believes can contribute more than it is contributing right now to the economy. It can create jobs and it can also create wealth. Well, that's the program for today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Harriet Agbenyi.